Oh yeah. Officially kicking off Pride Month, I'm going to defend one of my favorite movies of all time. Now, in recent years, this movie has been labeled homophobic and one of those movies that has aged very poorly. All I will say is, it's a comedy. I said this about Tropic Thunder. Comedy does not work unless someone is being offended. And plus, with this movie, it actually has a pretty good message. It's from Adam Sandler. What did you expect? And plus, I'm a big fan of the movie She's the Man. That movie has aged like milk, but I don't care. It's hilarious. Just like this movie. I'm going to defend one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Let's get right into it. Okay, so the story is kind of problematic, but I'm getting to the biggest plot hole of the movie. Okay, so these two straight men pretend to be gay.
You mean like faggots? Paper faggots.
They accept the vernacular is gay, Mr. Sandler, because that way Kevin James's character Larry can ensure that his kids have, financial compensation should he die, because him and Chuck are firemen. And there's this one guy that they work with that I think is hilarious. But more on him later. After they make it official that they're domestic partners, for legal reasons, their lawyer that represents them as a gay couple, Alex, played by Jessica Biel. So Chuck ends up falling for Alex. Meanwhile, with Larry, he's still mourning the death of his wife, but more on that later. And Chuck is beyond homophobic. Well, I wouldn't say full-on homophobic, but he does use the F word a lot. Not the 4-letter word, the other F word. A lot. Yeah, very problematic for the time, and definitely problematic now, but it's for a good reason at the end. But anyway, whole scandal where like 20 women say that they slept with Chuck because he's, famous around the city, and that's why he's able to sleep with so many women. And it leads him to witness firsthand the kind of prejudice that gay people go through. And I've gone through, even as a straight guy, I've gone through it. I can tell you it sucks. When they're being investigated by this guy, Clint Fitzer, Steve Buscemi, what's with this line?
And you're garbage, Mr. Valentine. Well, from my experience, it's not very homosexual garbage.
Why don't you jump in the trash can then, Randall? Seriously, how is trash homophobic? Sure, you're making a joke, but it doesn't make any freaking sense. And also, alright, I'll admit this one part of the movie made me laugh. When Chuck and Larry are getting married, the guy that actually marries them is played by Rob Schneider. Oh yes, I am a white person pretending to be a non-white person. Usually, I either love or hate Rob Schneider, but I'll admit this character is pretty funny. Towards the very end of the movie, 2 very emotional scenes happen that I'm going to get into in the next segment. But right at the very end, right as they're about to be put on trial, the truth comes out and Larry pretty much says, that word, that's a terrible word. We shouldn't use it. And he's right. That's the ultimate message of the movie. Yeah, there's a lot of gay jokes, but, people back then didn't know any better. And because they stood up for what they believed in, after they get arrested and thrown in jail, the community actually supports them and protests, like saying, hey, set them free, set them free. And it works. They're free. And at the very end, Jessica Biel's brother and this one other character get married, and oh good lord, just look who is leading the band. Hi Lance Bass, third video in a row I've referenced you. Okay, so with Chuck, I already touched on it. He's a womanizer. And he is not very sensitive when it comes to homosexual people. And obviously he learns it the hard way. And Larry, on the other hand, is Chuck's polar opposite. Which, one of those two emotional moments I'm about to show you. Remember when I said that he was mourning the death of his wife? Well, right after having a very big argument with Chuck about how he's not committing to the fake marriage, he's not putting in effort to make it seem like he's happy, this happens. Wow. That scene actually made me cry the first time I saw it. Because, yeah, Adam Sandler makes a lot of stupid movies and a lot of funny movies, but he does know how to find a balance between humor and heart. If you don't believe me, go watch Click. Seriously, the last third of that movie will make you cry. And you can really see how Larry is conflicted by pretending that he is in this new relationship with Chuck, and how that's pretty much falling apart, and also about how he misses his wife that he still loves, and it's hard to let her go. And you can really see the heartbreak, and that's very relatable. And going back to the other character I referenced, here's the other emotional scene.
I'm gay. I can't believe I finally said, oh God, it feels so good.
Alright, now, when I watched this movie, again, for the sake of this review, I was watching it with my cousin Amber and the babysitter that she hires to watch her baby. And here's the thing, Amber's bi, and her babysitter, I'm not gonna say his name for obvious reasons, but he's gay. And they even told me that they get goosebumps every time they see this scene, because it really does feel that amazing to come out and have the courage to say, hey, I'm this way, I'm that way, I'm this way. This is who I am. I'm tired of living a lie. I'm tired of pretending I'm not. I'm just tired. And I'm glad that I can be free. See, this movie, yeah, it's a comedy, but it has emotional scenes. Because like I said, Adam Sandler knows how to find that balance. And I hate it when people hate on him for shit like that. And I know this review is more on the serious side, but with it being Pride Month, yeah, stuff like this is very serious. Yes, this movie plays around with, like, stereotypes, but you know what? It's a comedy. They're making fun of it. And besides, Lance Bass is in this movie. He's gay. Okay? And apparently, I think he said in interviews that he loves movies like these. And he finds, like, the gay humor funny because it's shedding light on the people making the jokes are stupid and they don't understand it. And he's right. They don't understand. Alright, so what I didn't like about this movie, well, each and every time Chuck and Larry get questioned about their sexuality, like when the gay inspector comes by and sees a picture of Larry's late wife and you know, it comes out that Chuck is a womanizer, and people question them whether they're actually gay, here's a simple solution, jackasses. If you're going to lie, just say you're bisexual. Say you like both genders, and none of that shit would have happened. Seriously. I just fixed the entire movie in one freaking sentence. Just say that you're bi. Seriously, Amber, even she agreed with me on this. She's had relationships with women and men. In fact, she's married to a man. And she almost married a woman. Seriously, people, educate yourselves. My final thoughts on this movie. Yeah, I love it, even though I ranted a little bit. And yeah, I do apologize if the jokes aren't really that funny. I'm just trying not to offend anybody. This movie did plenty of that itself. So, but anywho, I had a lot of fun reviewing this movie. Till next time, stay positive, stay awesome everyone. See ya. Also, subscribe, or I'm gonna go medieval on your ass.